Are you thinking about moving to Charleston, South Carolina, and you're looking for a great place to live that's affordable and convenient, but away from the hustle and bustle of Charleston and Summerville? Well, you're gonna want to watch this video because we're talking about a lesser known, underrated suburb in Charleston. This suburb is less busy and less populated than Charleston and Summerville, which means there's less traffic and more peace and quiet for you. We're going to talk about what job opportunities are here, what cool things there are to do with your family, and what kinds of homes they have, plus a few other things you won't want to miss. So let's get into it. Now, the suburb I'm talking about is one that you may not have even heard of or even considered living in, and that is Moncks Corner, South Carolina. Moncks Corner has become a popular place for people to move to, and its population has increased from 13,000 in 2020 to 17,000 in 2024. That's a 27.21% increase in population. So it seems a lot of people are seeing the value in Moncks Corner. Moncks Corner is located 32 miles north of the Charleston Peninsula. It's about a 45-minute to an hour drive to downtown Charleston. It's 28 minutes to Summerville, 35 minutes to the Charleston International Airport, and if you're heading to the beach, that'll take you about an hour. Moncks Corner is far enough away from the hustle and bustle and the traffic, but just close enough to drive to all the important places. Its location is part of the reason why so many people are moving here. According to Redfin, a lot of you are moving from out of state to Moncks Corner. Almost 600 of you came from Washington, D.C. in the last few months, 486 of you came from New York City, and others came from Boston, Chicago, and LA, California. And here are a few other places you guys are moving from: Washington, Georgia, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and again, California. Before we get into that part, if we haven't met yet, I'm Kristyn Garcia. I'm a Charleston native, and I know the area like the back of my hand. I work with my mom on a family team, and we love helping people just like you make their move to Charleston. My number is in the description, so feel free to call or text me anytime. I'm a millennial, so I'm glued to my phone. I answer quickly. Now, back to it. A big reason why so many people are moving to Moncks Corner is its affordability. According to payscale.com, the overall cost of living in Moncks Corner is 18% lower than average. That's almost a fifth lower than average. Plus, the housing expenses are 41% lower than the national average, according to payscale.com. Now that all sounds great, but housing prices have risen. Is Moncks Corner still an affordable place to buy a house? Well, let's look at the data. According to census.gov, most Moncks Corner residents own their home. 76.7% of Moncks Corner residents are homeowners. So that's great, but what do the home prices look like now? The average home price in Moncks Corner is $365,750. That's lower than the entire Charleston Tri-County area, which is at an average of $407,235. And that's according to our MLS data that I just pulled today, which I have access to as a real estate agent. I also checked out realtor.com to see what houses are available in Moncks Corner now. And it turns out you can buy a new construction home, brand new, for as low as $360,000 or $400,000, all the way up to $500,000, $600,000, all the way up to $1 million mansions in Moncks Corner. And there are builders like D.R. Horton and Lennar who are offering really great incentives and lower rates. So you can save money every month on your mortgage, or you can save money on closing costs when you do buy a new construction home. D.R. Horton, for example, has as little as 4.99%. And I don't know if you guys know how big of a deal that is, but rates right now are in the 7s and high 6s. So if you can get a rate for as low as 4.99%, you're gonna save hundreds of dollars every month. And you can't find that anywhere else with pre-owned homes. So if you wanna see what neighborhoods in Moncks Corner look like, you'll wanna check out my playlist at the end of the video. I've covered Foxbank Plantation, and I'll be covering upcoming neighborhoods like Cypress Preserve by Lennar, Oakley Point by Eastwood Homes, and Lakes at Kitfield by D.R. Horton. Now, enough about new construction because we need to talk about the growing economy in Moncks Corner. There are tons of new jobs coming to Moncks Corner. Of course, we have big companies like Boeing, Bosch, and Volvo already in Charleston, and those have brought tons of manufacturing career opportunities. But what you might not know is that Google has invested $500 million into a data center in Moncks Corner. That's going to bring about 10,000 more jobs to the area. And I've already helped some of you here move for your new job at Google. Not only are there jobs available in the tech industry, but we also have plenty of jobs in hospitality since Charleston is a hot tourist destination. It was actually named #1 travel travel destination by the US Travel and Leisure magazine. And because Charleston is a port city, there are plenty of available jobs in transportation and manufacturing as well. Now, that's all well and dandy, right? There are jobs there, the housing is affordable, but what is it really like to live in Moncks Corner? Well, I'm glad you asked, because we're going to talk about it. First of all, the weather is great. According to bestplaces.net, Moncks Corner has a warm and humid climate with mild winters and hot summers. The average high temperature in the summer is around 90 degrees, while the average low temperature in the winter is around 50 degrees on average. We have a warm climate that's similar to Southern California, except without the drought. And unlike Florida or Texas, it is not unbearably hot, and it rarely ever snows. Moncks Corner's average is 0 inches of snow per year, according to bestplaces.net. And really, the last time it snowed, the whole town shut down and we only had like 2 inches of snow. And that was about 6 years ago. So the weather really is great, and a lot of my clients tell me that they moved because of the weather. So aside from the weather, what is great about Moncks Corner? Well, there are lots of things to do out in nature. There's this beautiful lake called Lake Moultrie that's just 23 miles away. It's a beautiful, quiet spot for fishing and kayaking, and I actually used to go kayaking over there. It's absolutely beautiful. We also have Cypress Gardens, of course, which is a beautiful garden and swamp where The Notebook was actually filmed, and the movie The Patriot was filmed there too. That's one of my favorite places to go because they have free boat rentals, there's a butterfly garden, an aquarium, walking trails, and you can see alligators and other wildlife. There's also the Old Santee Canal Park in Moncks Corner and the Mepkin Abbey Monastery and Gardens. And of course, we have plenty of Charleston County parks and beaches for you to explore. So there are tons of things to do in terms of nature in Moncks Corner. But what is the shopping and grocery situation in Moncks Corner? Well, that's one of the things that are currently growing in Moncks Corner. They have a new Publix shopping center off of Highway 52. So if you're planning to buy a home or move to Foxbank Plantation, Cypress Preserve, or the Groves at Berkeley, Publix will be the nearest grocery store. It's within a 2 to 5 minute drive, very short drive. They also have restaurants with Mexican, Japanese, Chinese food, and more. Plus, there are spas, salons, and a dog groomer at the same shopping center. So I actually used to work for the renowned local builder Crescent Homes. I coordinated the permits to build their Foxbank Plantation community back in 2018. And when I was there in 2018, the Publix wasn't there yet. There weren't a lot of restaurants or grocery stores. The most they had was a few gas stations. So Moncks Corner has expanded very quickly in a very short amount of time, and it's continuing to expand. Along with that are home values. Home values are steadily rising. So if you're thinking about moving to Moncks Corner and becoming a homeowner in the next few months or in the next year, feel free to give me a call or shoot me a text. I'm a Charleston local and no one knows the area like I do. And I would love to work with you to help make your dream a reality. So if you'd like to learn more about neighborhoods in Moncks Corner, check out this playlist here. And if you want Charleston new construction, check out this playlist here.